Good morning or good day to everybody here. I know the time zone is different. Now let me pull up my slide first before I start my presentation. Okay. Now I think first of all, thank you the organizer for inviting me to share my view on the current state of the digital enterprise architecture. Aaron actually mentioned project manager. I am not an enterprise architect. I am actually a certified project manager. So I can appreciate what Aaron said just now, that the project manager also need to work very closely with the IT architect, right? Now, so today, my view is really from a CIO view. I have been using enterprise architecture to run IT projects. And most importantly, when I was in the NTUC, the National Trade Union Congress, I used the enterprise architecture to embark and accomplish a transformation journey. So today I am the true believer and strong supporter of the enterprise architecture discipline and the professionals. Now, so before we discuss the current state of digital enterprise architecture, perhaps we need to define what do we mean the digital enterprise architecture. Do we mean that to make the architecture digitized? That means is all the documentation, all the model and all this into a digital repository so that everybody can access it, or we are talking about the business strategy or the IT strategy alignment. Now, just now the MC mentioned that I am also teaching in NUS. I have been teaching this subject for the past 3 years, so I have been reading a lot of literature, and I felt that since 2016, this term digital enterprise architecture has been in many of the literature, right? Now, so perhaps the terms digital enterprise architecture is came about because of the fourth industrial revolution, right? So this fourth industrial revolution was introduced in the World Economic Forum in 2016. So there are many challenges enterprises are facing. They are facing digital disruption, and the pace of change is really very fast. And most importantly, the consumer and the customer, they're empowered. They are more loyal to the experience. They are less loyal to the product and services. Now, so because of the industry revolution, because of the enterprises, they need to face the challenges of the digital disruption. So many literature actually say that the IT is not just supporting business. The IT is actually business. The IT actually is a key enabler to new business offering. And likewise, the role of enterprise architecture or all the architects, the role has been changed. Right, so this is an article from Gartner. Gartner has been saying that since 2016, they have been saying that the enterprise architecture must be a business outcome driven, right? Yeah. So these two sentences are from this article. So Gartner, has been advocating that we are talking about digital business, right? Yeah. We are talking about the digital business become an integral part of the business strategy, right? And they use the term chief digital officer. I use this term. I mean, I would think that even chief information officer, even chief digital officer, they have a role, to lead the move into the digital business. Then now we are talking about a digital business strategy, which is not just a business strategy and IT strategy alignment. Now then, what is a digital business strategy, right? Yeah. Now, in 2018, Gartner, you can see the title here, I mean the footnote here. In the Gartner EA Summit, they talk about digital business strategy. I mean, as a CIO and also as a trainer, sometimes, we spend a lot of time debating what is digital transformation, and I find this slide very useful, right? So you can look at this concept diagram here. So in terms of digital business strategy, there are two aspects. One aspect is really, talking about digital optimization. The other one is actually talking about business transformation, right? Now, in the area of the digital optimization, that's what Gartner say. I also agree to some extent that what they have been, advocating. So for digital optimization, the first point here is really the productivity gain, the product improvement. But most importantly, most of the enterprises, they need to improve the customer experience, especially for some of the enterprises, they may even need to go on to the omni-channel customer experience, and that kind of transformation work is not simple. It involves a lot of business process, streamlining and re-engineering. But most importantly, if the enterprises want to go on to the business transformation, they need to invent new products and services. They may even need to, look into the new business model. Now, so for any, technology exploitation at the large scale, and I call it transformative scale, it involves a lot of areas, right? So it's actually a very complex journey, right? First of all, it involves a cross-functional team from different backgrounds come together, to work on a common goal. Now, then the other one is we require everybody, all level, not even just the C-level, all level, the working level, even the bottom level, to have a new way of thinking, right? And most importantly, we are talking about creating new business value. We are thinking about, capturing the strategic value. It's not at the tactical level, it's really at the strategic level. And if you're talking about, optimization, as just now the Gartner slide, right? Some of the operating model will be changed, right? Yeah, the business process, will be streamlined or re-engineered. But if you're talking about new business model, then a lot of new capabilities ought to be developed and implement, right? Yeah, and in my opinion, and also my past experience so far, and I need a tool, right? Aaron actually mentioned project manager. Yes, I have been a certified project manager. In the good old day, we use a project management skill to manage this kind of complexity, this kind of IT delivery, right? But I actually have used enterprise architecture as a management tool to drive all this transformation journey. Now, this is ISA. I'm very happy to know that it's no longer talking about IT architect. Just now, Aaron said that ISA has been rebranded. Even the term IT architect become a business technology architect, right? Yeah. Now, ISA actually the ISA definition of IT architect is really a technology architect for the business. Now, this is a basic concept of enterprise domain, right? So we are talking about enterprise architecture. It comprises of 4 domains: the business architecture, the application architecture, the information architecture, and the technical architecture or the infrastructure architecture. And very often, different domain will be done by different architects. And they look at the domain, and they actually model the domain from their own perspective. Now, my own experience is when I talk to different architecture, or when I actually work with the enterprise architecture team, to model the EA for my business. Very often I found that different architects come from different domain, or if they are trained in different tools, they often see the domain from their own perspective. And sometimes, right? And I found that they focus too much on the IT architecture, and the effort on the business architecture is not enough, right? Now, so this is another, bullet point from the Gartner article, right? So the Gartner article actually say that, the business architecture is a very essential and very strategic part, to the business and the technology changes, right? Yeah. When I actually, deal with the architect, I would be very impressed, if they spend a lot more time on the business architecture, right? And in my past experience, sometimes they go too fast, into the IT architecture. They don't spend enough time in the business architecture, right? And sometimes they can't even, indirect, or they can't even, relate the topic to my business user. Now, it now brings into this point of the changing role of the architect. I've been hearing a lot of discussion that, the IT architects, the world changes, right? Last year I was in this conference, right? I also heard Paul mentioning that, the IT architect is a change agent, right? So I absolutely agree all this, thinking, right? Yeah. But most importantly, I feel that, the EA is more than just, doing the business and the IT strategy alignment, and if the enterprise architects, could actually play an important role in the leadership team, right? Helping me, like helping the management, helping the IT management, helping the chief digital officer or the CIO or the chief technology officer to shape new, digital capability for the organization, and to actually invent new business opportunity. That would be a very, very good, value-added, services, to the organization. Now, so the way that, I see the EA management process also change when we are talking about the digital transformation, right? Now, this is the traditional 5-step approach. I've gone through this kind of approach in many exercises when I was in the public sector, even when I just joined NTUC, right? So the architecture team will come in to say that, look, we need to document the A's, right? Then we have to look at the gap, then we identify opportunity. Then after that, they will actually propose the to-be stage, right? Then they come up with a transition plan. Then after that, the implementation plan. Now, this approach may not be, this approach is necessary for certain organizations, but actually if we are talking about digital transformation, most of the time the business user has no patience to go through this traditional approach, right? Yeah. And they actually, want to spend time with us to talk about the new business model, to talk about the customer experience, right? Yeah, and they even, want to, look into the business processes, right? Yeah. Now, so and everything will be more business driven, right? Yeah. And everything, is governed by the business context, right? Of course, some of you has been in the enterprise architecture discipline. You may even say that no, you have been doing that in the past. Yes, I mean at the end of the day, the IT strategy must meet the business strategy. But increasingly, my own experience is the business actually the business contact becoming more important. So Aaron also talked about it just now, that even ISA also rebrand, is more business driven, is about business technology, is more so, as compared in the past. Now, so then the other one, I feel that the current stage of the digital enterprise, in terms of the processes, we cannot afford, to have a very long process to come up with all the architecture modeling and all this. Although, Aaron did share with me that, like just now he also shared, some of the industry already have all the repository, populated already, right? But even that, I feel that, we should have a more lightweight enterprise architecture framework. The first year when I was asked to teach this subject, right, I have students argue with me that, enterprise architecture is not applicable for the startup and the SME, because things are more uncertain, things are more agile, right? Yeah, and they even argue with me that by the time the architect had completed all the documentation, the opportunity may be gone already. But to me, the methodology is an enabler. It's the human that using the methodology. We could actually use the same methodology and make it more lightweight. Recently, I have used some of the methodology to come up with, some kind of lightweight architecture. I can't call it framework, some kind of, the architectural process to conduct actually business visioning workshop. Now, let me go on to, share with you one of the use case. I have been using this use case to conduct the business visioning workshop, right? I don't know this company. I just, randomly use this company. I discovered this company from a news article, from a Straits Times article. So I use this company, as a use case to conduct my business visioning workshop. Basically, actually, is the business architecture, domain, right? Yeah. Now, so a little bit background of this company. This company, because of COVID-19, right, he has to, move all his, he run a physical bookshop, right? So because of COVID-19, nobody visit his physical bookshop. Then he actually moved all his, business to the online, right? Yeah. Now, so after he moved all the business to the online, if we are the consultant, we are the digital consultant to this guy here. His name is Kenny, right? Yeah. So what other new business opportunity we can actually propose to him, right? Yeah. So he could potentially, do further, automation, right, or further digitization for better productivity gain, like such as just-in-time order, right? He could actually change his, the role from the retailer to the wholesaler, right? Yeah. He could also, create a new marketplace, or he could even create an ecosystem, for selling book, right? Now, then how do we articulate the digitization plan to this business owner, right? Now, so the first thing that we need to do really is the business architecture, right? Yeah. And we have to look at the business goal, right? Yeah. So what is your business goal? Is your business goal happy to just sell both, or you also want to go further, right? And if you want to go further, then we have to look at what kind of business model that he would need to reinvent, right? Yeah. Now, so the methodology that used by some of the BA framework, the business architecture framework, is really the business model canvas. Go to the business model canvas, work out the customer relation, work out like what are the customer segment, the value proposition, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah. Then he has also need to reimagine the customer journey, right? Yeah. Then also need to define the customer persona. He need to identify the customer customer jobs, the pain and the gain, right? Now then we have to go on to look at the business capability model of this company and look at what are the business capability that he may remove. Like for instance, he already decided to go online, then he could actually remove his physical store. He does not need to do the store planning and layout. He has less problem with the staff management. If he go on to work on the better productivity gain, then he could improve the supply chain capability. He could even digitize some of this capability, right? Yeah. Now I know the MC is telling me that I'm running out of time, so I have a few more slides to go. Now I have been using that to talk to the business user. Basically, I told them that some of the business leader, I have been spending a lot of time, lately the past 2 years talking to many business leader, right? I told them that don't go straight to the building the digital solution, design or build the digital solution. They need to spend time doing the first the first 5 steps, right? They need to envision the business model. They, as I shared earlier, they need to reimagine the customer journey, right? If this is a B2B, it's a user journey. They need to determine the business capability. If they are coming up with a new business model, they need to design the new business processes. If they are changing the operating model, they need to redesign the business processes, and most importantly, they need to reskill and upskill the people, right? Yeah. Now, so if this has been the journey for enterprise, to address the challenges, in terms of digital disruption, perhaps the terms of digital enterprise architecture is the architecture of a digital enterprise, right? Now, so I let me stop here. I have ended my presentation. Let me stop here, and I could actually answer a couple of Q&A. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kwong. I think it's a very interesting presentation, and showing also the relationship between project and also EA itself. And in here, we have one question from Nima. He said that, thank you for your presentation. Regarding the lightweight EA for SME, do you think the architecture should show information flow between domains and layer, have front end and back end, for instance, or is it not on the purpose of EA?
Okay, Anima, this is a very good question, right? It's also the question that I have been asking my enterprise architecture team as well, right? There should be iteration, right? There should be information flow from domain to domain. There has been a question that, should we just do a waterfall? The question to me is, whether my question also to my enterprise architecture is like this, should we do the business architecture, finish, then go to the application architecture, then we go on to the information architecture, and then we go on to the technical architecture. My own experience is not so neat. It's not like, it's one step after another. It's a step-by-step process. The whole thing is an iterative process, right? Yeah.